JBN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Hi guys, please remember to like, subscribe and share the video. And in the news, Indicom probe in Bogwa Gorge, fatal shooting. The Independent Commission of Investigations, Indicom, is probing the shooting death of a man along the Bogwa Gorge in St. Catherine on Wednesday. The deceased has been identified as 23-year-old Jareen Bent. According to Indicom, the police reported that a shootout ensued during the search and pursuit of a stolen vehicle from St. Andrew. It is reported that one of the cops was injured during the incident and other occupants of the alleged stolen vehicle escaped. Indicom says this investigation involved the processing of the incident scene, processing of the firearms assigned to the police officers, processing of vehicles, witness canvassing, and initial interviews. The concerned officers were issued with notices to provide a statement and to visit the commission to be interviewed. The body of the deceased was also photographed and his hands were swabbed for gunshot residue testing. No weapon was reported as recovered from the deceased. Meanwhile, an Indicom team was called to another fatal shooting, this time on St. John's Road in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. This incident, which occurred this morning, was reported as a joint police-military operation, said Indicom. The investigative body says these two most recent fatal shootings bring the total to 57 people who have been shot and killed in 2023 in incidents involving members of the security forces, of which 9 persons were killed in June. Man killed in gun attack outside Clarendon pub. Police are trying to determine the reason behind the killing of a man outside a pub on McCorn in Palmer's Cross, Clarendon, on Tuesday night. The dead man has been identified as 31-year-old Ron Lewinson, otherwise called Headman, from Kennedy Lane in Palmer's Cross. It was reported that around 8:06 p.m., Lewinson was sitting under a tree on the road outside the pub when a motorcar drove up and several men armed with handguns alighted. Police said the men opened fire at the now deceased, hitting him several times and killing him on the spot. The authorities were summoned, and on arrival, they found Lewinson's lifeless body lying face on the ground with what appeared to be gunshot wounds. The scene was processed and the body taken to hospital where it was confirmed dead. It was then transported to the morgue pending a post-mortem examination. Police say they are looking into several possible theories surrounding the killing. So far, no suspect has been identified. American tourist found dead in Mobay hotel room. The St. James police are investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of an American woman who was discovered dead inside her hotel room in Montego Bay on Wednesday morning. She has been identified as 24-year-old Quintera Roker, who lived in West Palm Beach, Florida. It is reported that Roker arrived in Jamaica on Tuesday to meet up with a male friend she met online. They booked a room at the Montego Bay Club Resort after reportedly partying for hours on Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. It is reported that around 10 a.m., her male companion went to make checks in the room after he noticed that she did not get out of bed, and he found her unresponsive and raised an alarm. She was rushed to hospital where she was pronounced dead. The police say no foul play suspected, adding that the investigation is ongoing. Man killed during grave digging at St. Mary's Cemetery. A grave digging in St. Mary turned into a killing on Wednesday following an altercation between 2 men at the Tremblesworth Cemetery on Paradise Avenue in the parish. As a result, 1 man is dead and another is on the run. The dead man has been identified as Damien Watkins, otherwise called Percy, from Harmony Hall, St. Mary. The suspect is also from Harmony Hall. It was reported that around 4:30 p.m., the 2 men were among other persons at the grave digging at the cemetery when a dispute developed between them. The police said during the dispute, a ratchet knife was used to inflict several stab wounds on Watkins. He collapsed and was rushed to the Anotobe Hospital where he was pronounced dead upon arrival. It is understood that the suspect fled and is being sought by the police. It was not ascertained who the grave was being dug for. Brothers charged for stabbing of Cumberland schoolboy. 2 brothers have been charged in connection with the stabbing of a male student from Cumberland High School in Portmore, St. Catherine. The 14-year-old and 19-year-old siblings are charged with wounding with intent, assault occasioning grievous bodily harm, and conspiracy. They had surrendered to the police a day after the June 15 attack. The police are seeking two other suspects. They had surrendered to the police a day after the June 15 attack. The police are seeking two other suspects in the case. The 11th grade student was attacked by a group of men who chopped and stabbed him several times. The student was hospitalized following the attack, reportedly intervened in a dispute between two students, and was later set upon by men from a neighboring community who were called to the scene by one of the students who was involved in the dispute. Sentencing for wonton gang members pushed back to September. The sentencing exercise for 15 convicted members of the St. Catherine-based wonton gang, including its leader Andre Blackman Bryan, which was scheduled to begin on July 3, has been pushed back to September. The exact date for sentencing has not yet been disclosed. This, as the trial judge, Chief Justice Brian Sykes, who tried the matter alone, is currently overseeing matters on the Trelawney Circuit. The long-running trial, which began on September 20, 2021, came to an end on Tuesday, March 8, with the Chief Justice handing down the last of the verdicts, which saw the 15 individuals, inclusive of one female, being convicted and 17 being acquitted. He indicated then that the 15 convicts will be sentenced starting July 3. The nearly 3-month bridge being allowed to enable the collection of social inquiry reports and antecedent reports for the convicted individuals, which are required for the sentencing procedure. SOEs declared for St. James and Westmoreland. States of public emergency SOEs are now in effect for the parishes of St. James and Westmoreland. The SOEs, which commenced at 12:01 a.m. on Thursday, will remain in effect for an initial period of 15 days. The declaration, which was handed down by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen, was recommended by Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson and Jamaica Defence Force JDF Chief of Defence Staff Rear Admiral Antoinette Weiss Gorman. According to a release, the SOEs were once again declared in these parishes due to a spike in violence. Over the period January 1, 2023 to June 19, 2023, the St. James Police Division had the highest number of murders across all police divisions, with a total of 95 murders. Westmoreland recorded the second highest number of murders across police divisions for the same period, with a total of 54 murders, the statement from the Office of the Prime Minister said. In announcing the SOEs this morning, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said the measure represents the government's commitment to safeguarding the lives of innocent citizens. We have some success in reducing murders. However, criminal acts have become more brutal and gruesome. We must dismantle the threat to law and order posed by the prevalence of organized gangs. The government will continue to use all available tools to protect the lives of our citizens, said Holness. Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Strang, reiterated that the rule of law, public safety, and national security continue to be threatened by crime and violence. He said, as a government, we must respond to this threat and challenge the culture of criminality that exists in some communities within these areas. This is the latest crime prevention measure being announced in St. James, as only last month, a 14-day SOE was declared in the parish, along with Clarendon and Hanover. The SOEs empower the security forces, including the JDF, to carry out targeted operations aimed at disrupting and dismantling criminal gangs and their networks while preventing serious crimes. The government went on to assure the public that the safety and the security of all Jamaicans remain the utmost priority. Forensic psychiatric evaluation ordered for Manchester woman charged with husband's murder. The Manchester woman accused of the brutal murder of her police husband during a domestic dispute at their home in May was this morning remanded until July 19 for a forensic psychiatric evaluation. Casey Blair is facing charges of murder, unauthorized possession of firearm, and unauthorized possession of ammunition in connection with the death of Constable Damian Blair. When she appeared in the Home Circuit Court via voluntary bail today, her lawyer Tamika Harris requested the evaluation. Justice Dayton Pusey also ordered that Harris be provided with reports of any psychiatric treatment her client may have received at the Mandeville Regional Hospital in Manchester. The police report that about 6:40 p.m. on the day in question, the policeman and his wife were having an argument which escalated. It has been alleged that his wife used a service weapon to shoot him. It has also been alleged that the husband was hit with a blunt object during the incident. Neighbors reportedly heard explosions and alerted the police. On arrival of the police, Blair was seen suffering from injuries, and his wife was seen lying in blood with what appeared to be stab wounds. They were taken to hospital, where Blair was pronounced dead and his wife was admitted in serious condition. The woman allegedly attempted to commit suicide following the murder. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.